Hey, welcome back. Episode 3. This is episode 3 of Dad and Company. I'm here with one of my buddies from back in the day, back in high school. His name's Jason. So we'll kick this off. Jason, say hi.
Hello.
You're doing the
Yes. It's time to do a little ASMR.
scratch the mic. You're doing the local access, like
Yeah.
hi. Welcome.
Time for local channel to talk about all things wheat.
So I hear the wheat crop is down 23% this year.
It's very sad. Very sad day.
So we have known each other for a few years.
Too long.
Too long. That's fair. Back in, so we met 10th grade of high school. It's like 2001.
Was it 10?
Well, that's when we met. That's when I came to Alexander. Yes.
I couldn't remember exactly if we met in junior or sophomore year.
So we met in sophomore year. We didn't really talk in sophomore year at all. Like
passing by the halls or something.
Yeah.
That
like,
fucking guy.
I don't even know if we could have been identified as acquaintances at that point.
Probably not.
But then we actually met junior year.
Yeah.
Very beginning.
Immediately hated each other.
Exactly. Yes. Just I thought you were going to be a pretentious dick,
and I was a little bit, and I just thought you were a dick.
And
just your run of the mill dickhead.
That is very true. And it stayed that way for a little bit, and then
we didn't really get on each other. We kind of stayed in our group of friends. We just kind of stayed on opposite sides,
right,
for a little while.
Not enemies.
Didn't actively hate each other, just passively hated.
Yes, yeah. And then one day at lunch, a friend of ours was talking about a show or a movie.
A certain movie.
Yes. And it was Blazing Saddles. And at the exact, I don't even remember what the quote was, but we both hit that quote at the exact same time. And then we were like, oh shit. Like, okay, this guy might be.
So there's this lady in red.
Yeah, everything slowed down.
Everything.
We made eye contact.
Us.
Yeah. The rest of the cafeteria just turned into this wavy,
wavy smoke filled everything else.
And it was just magic from there.
I mean, pretty much, yeah. Yeah, really, it was amazing how quickly it happened. Because we legit hated it, then all of a sudden that, and it was like, wait a minute.
Yeah, I should go talk to this guy.
But then it was our first few real conversations were nothing but Blazing Saddles,
right.
Pretty much, and other horribly offensive, offensive movies and shows. And I was like, oh, okay. I get this now.
And then I just lived at your house for the next
pretty much
couple years, and
off and on.
Yeah,
it was pretty immediately after that. It's like, oh, this guy likes the same offensive shit that I do. He can be around all the time.
And there was a group of us, and we all lived in your basement. And your parents hated all of us. Had to have.
I think my dad did probably a little bit. I think part of my mom liked having people around, I think, in a way.
Yeah.
Either that or she's just really good actress. I don't know which one it is. Who knows?
Well, I ended up everybody else would come over and then leave. And then,
and then Chris is still here.
He's still...
Why?
And then they were like, okay, well, if you're going to be here, go pick up sticks.
Yeah, go do shit. Jason's got chores, so guess what?
Yeah. And
that means you do too.
And to be fair, it probably was a good thing that I was like, okay, yes, ma'am. I'm going to go.
Yes, massa.
Yeah, I'm going to go pick up these sticks and clean out the pool and anything else you need done. Anything where I can buy my way into, can I sleep here again tonight?
Well, it was legit. I can't remember when it was at one point, but I legit asked mom and dad if they would actually adopt you at some point.
That would have been amazing.
And it was one of those, my mom, she was like, like kind of like you tell like just thinking about like because they knew your situation and everything.
Yeah.
And so like she was like legit like I mean it would make sense like kind of like having this kind of thought process going through her head. But then nothing really nothing came of it. But I was like I think you should. Like I think you should. I mean, it would only essentially be for like a year.
Yeah,
Then he turns 18.
Yeah, it wouldn't have been for very long, but it worked out. Like I stayed around.
Yeah, but like I said, you were there, so.
Yep. Even after graduation, I was like, I would come over, do odd jobs, fix fences, fix the playpen or not playpen, the little playhouse. Fix that.
It was a clubhouse.
Clubhouse.
A clubhouse.
Well, I apologize.
It's a big fucking difference.
Okay.
I ain't playing in no playhouse. I play in a clubhouse.
So and
with
then,
me and my other 18-year-old friends.
Mom, meatloaf.
We need more pixie sticks down here, Mom.
We need more cereal bars. But so after a while, I ended up having a kid. I said after a while. It really wasn't after a while. It was like
a while.
It was like immediately had a kid, and then what? What was that? The wind? And so there was a transition period of you moved out.
Yeah,
and I kind of followed you again.
I didn't move out for a year.
Right.
It was a year because I went to OU for that year, then got kicked out of OU.
You were like,
and then I moved
Clive,
out.
Not
I was
for
like,
me.
I should leave.
I went to. What year did you go to OU right away?
Right after, yeah.
Oh, okay. Because I went to my first stint at OU was 06.
Mine would have been literally the 03, 04.
03, 04.
Yeah. Then I got kicked out.
Fair enough. I just did one semester and was like, I can't do this.
I lasted 2. Well, that time it's still quarters, so I lasted 3.
Oh, yeah, I guess it was quarters. I did 1. Just did 1 round of classes, and I was like, I can't do this.
Instead of just quitting, I just kind of didn't show up, or I showed up, and me and Aaron would literally just sit in the back of class. We literally brought chips and dip to some of our classes. We're just back there munching on chips and dip the whole class.
Nailed it. That's amazing.
And I wonder why I failed. I was also I took like multiple philosophy classes, psychology classes. Me and Aaron took a geology class.
Jesus.
I took economics. Like I had the weirdest mix of crap. I had no freaking clue why I was there, what I was doing. So I just took whatever. That sounds interesting. Let's do that.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, not everybody has it together right away.
I did not.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Yeah.
Clearly.
Wait, what?
What?
I didn't notice that.
Yeah. And then when you moved out, you moved out with a little group of our friends.
Aaron, and then there was Anton.
Oh,
who
shit.
we got. Yeah, this is before. Man, I moved on East State for that year.
Oh,
so I lived with Aaron and Anton for a year.
I forgot about Anton.
And then after that, you moved in with John and Brandon
at Lancaster,
up on North Lancaster.
Yeah.
But essentially, who lived there? John, Brandon, Earl, Megan,
me,
sometimes
every
Aaron,
once in a while.
You every once in a while. Yeah, that was some of those were the bad days with said previous relationship. I'm not going to mention names that who must not be named.
Yeah, that is absolutely fair. Yeah, those were.
There were a couple nights where there was like shit, and you're just like, don't say anything, don't even open the door, and we're like, okay.
Yeah. Woof. Yeah, it got real bad.
It was right around that time. It was unhealthy. Let's say unhealthy.
It's always got to get worse before it gets better, is what they say.
The darkest before the dawn, right?
Yes. And it got dark, but
the dawn came eventually.
And then you did what was probably the best for you. And
got
you
the
were like,
fuck out.
You're like, peace. And did you went to Arizona first?
Yep.
Yeah, and so then I was like, well, I don't know what the fuck to do now. So
Let's go dark again for a bit.
dark again for a bit.
A different kind of dark, though.
It really was.
A less horrible, mind-killing.
Yeah, it was
dark.
really just like Lost. Just trying to.
The Lost Dark isn't as bad.
Yeah.
Being lost isn't always a bad thing.
Yeah, not knowing where you're at versus, yep, I know exactly. I'm trudging towards the darkness, and yes, I know I'm going there, and I'll see you guys.
Knowing where you're at and knowing it sucks and not being
I'll see you guys in 2 days. And then finally was like, okay, let's get this shit straightened out. And I'd say a good few years went by, and then that's when Jen came into my life. And then that's when my life, like...
That's when it actually changed.
That's when it actually, it was like... Oh,
that's where it's like, oh, I thought I was going in the right direction. I wasn't.
I wasn't. But I don't even know, like, when exactly you came back.
I was saying, like I said, I went to Arizona right before my 22nd birthday.
Jesus.
And I was out there for 4 years, 4.5, about some sort of 4 and 5 years. And then couldn't find work there. That's when I went to California, lived with Sean for a few years while working at Sony. They got laid out there, went to lived with him in Mexico for a year, and that's when I came back. So it would have been 2014? 2014, I think. It was somewhere right around there. Because I was back for about a year and a half before I got the job at the hospital.
Yeah, because you came back and lived with your parents for a while. Yeah, and now you're just out and about, an apartment, and now I'm like, sweet, he's back, and guess where I'm at? I'm in your apartment, sleeping on your couch.
I need a better couch.
I agree. No. But
it was $250 from Wayfair. If anybody's interested, I will sell it for $200. Only slightly broken.
The good thing about me visiting now is we're established adults now. We can say that.
Adult is a loose term. The fact that I had frozen pizza yesterday afternoon and then delivered pizza yesterday night doesn't exactly point towards the right kind of adult, but hey,
adult nonetheless. And now when I come down, it's not like I need to hide from somebody. Can I sit on your couch? And if somebody knocks, don't answer the door.
Don't answer.
Like, it might be pizza.
No. It's like, I'm answering that door if it's pizza. I'll tell you right now.
So the last few times I've come down, it's to actually just visit as friends and bullshit around and do whatever.
No agenda. It's just chill.
Right.
It's always good.
Yeah. A little bit of drinking, obviously, every time. And now we're doing a podcast together. It's crazy.
Come full circle.
Yes. The only way this would be better is if we were recording this in your parents' basement.
That would be
That
funny.
would be full circle.
We'll just go knock on who owns that house now. Be like, hey.
We need an hour.
Just an hour just to chill in your basement. Do some real weird shit. You hear weird noises, just ignore it.
Yep. Maybe it might smell weird afterwards. Like, that smell just permeate for 2 months.
You know that smell on a porn set? That's the kind of smell that's going to smell down there for at least 2 weeks.
Yes.
So just don't go down there for a while.
There would be plastic wrap. I don't know.
Plastic wrap.
I don't know where this turned.
Just
I don't understand what
everywhere.
we're talking about now. Welcome to all of our conversations.
I believe we're talking about porn sets there, Chris. Even though I've never been on one, I still feel like I know the smell, and the smell would be horrific.
Maybe. I have no idea.
It has to smell bad. That's all I'm saying.
It can't smell great. So, our mutual
circle.
interests align with comedy and then video games, which I am awful at video games. Always have been, always will be.
I get progressively worse as I get older, I am somehow getting worse at them.
The more I play them, I'm like steady Eddie. Like if we're playing a first person shooter and you need like 5 kills to win, I can get you 2.
and 5 deaths.
Right.
The death rate is always twice the number of kills.
At least. But I enjoy them, especially when the old days when we go to Earl's. Like I don't know if you remember like the old LAN party we had in his like parents' like guest house or whatever the hell it was. We were all in.
They had a guest house?
I don't know what
I remember
it was.
being in his parents' house.
But it was like separate because we had to run that big extension cord from the main house.
I do not remember that.
No, and
No.
yeah, and
Was I there? Was I invited? I probably wasn't.
You yes, you absolutely was there because everybody was there. Like everybody brought their Xboxes except for me because I never had one.
Why were we there instead of my house?
I had to have been some sort of party that was going on. I don't remember.
I'll say it must be because most of the time it was Fridays in my basement.
Yeah, like most of the times, like 95% of the times. There was the graduation party at Earl's house. Was that a graduation party or when his parents left and we were all at his house? And James broke that huge bag of popcorn.
Fucking James.
Over my back. It was just like puffed popcorn.
Popcorn, like slow mo, just popcorn.
And that was
it was so beautiful.
And that was like right when his parents pulled in. And everyone started freaking out, like, "Oh my god!" Like his parents were going to be pissed about popcorn all over the floor.
Parents probably, I can't remember their reaction.
I honestly, I don't think they had one. They were just like, "Well,
okay.
We left 15 people alone."
The fuck do you think was going to happen?
Yeah, like teenagers in this house. Popcorn's the worst thing that happened.
Right.
Like, okay,
Yeah. No, there were no cops. There was nobody puking because of alcohol poisoning or anything like that. Right. They spilled some popcorn because they had an imaginary pillow / popcorn fight.
Yep.
That's the most ridiculous thing.
Yeah, like we weren't bad kids at all. We were great students.
We were different kind of bad.
That's true. We were just like
we were just assholes.
Yeah, we didn't give a shit about anybody else. Like it was.
But like drink, we never. Well, at least I didn't drink. I didn't drink till I was 21.
I didn't drink until you were 21.
That's fair.
Yeah, that was oh man, that was the North Lancaster.
Yeah, that
party.
was the North Lancaster.
Oh,
that was the one that got out of hand.
It really.
We invited like 15 people, and there ended
like,
up being well over 50 that showed up.
Yes. Yeah. Well over 50.
Yeah, that was one. Like I said, first time I'd ever been drunk, and I went from like out of control happy to like crying sad because I thought Aaron was dying at some point.
Yeah, yep.
So I would go and like cry there, and then I'd walk outside and I'd be perfectly fine again for a while.
Yeah, God.
Then I headbutted Lindsay in the face.
Yep.
I
was giving.
That was a weird night.
I had 2 bottles of Jaeger.
Nice.
And one I was drinking, and the other one, every time somebody passed me, I was just like, "Here, take a drink of this. Here, take a drink of this."
Well, that was like because we went like the day before and got all the liquor for that party, and we found this way. We went to specifically to West Virginia so we get Everclear at the time.
Yes,
and we found this weird black liquid vodka, and we bought it just because that's cool. And at one point, apparently during the party, we had there was that one swinging door outside, and I apparently like just Sparta kicked the door and had the black vodka bottle in one hand and just a shot glass of Grey Goose in the other. And I saw that I like yelled really loud, took the shot of Grey Goose, and then just started chugging the black vodka. And John comes up, grabs the bottle, and just says no, and walks away.
No.
Triggering me to cry again, probably.
Nobody likes me.
Took my bottle. Can't take a 21-year-old's bottle on his birthday.
Well, we want to talk about 21st birthdays and taking bottles.
Yeah, like you would have died.
That was a lot. It was just I was the last.
This one dragging you down the street, right?
Yeah, I was because I was the last one in our group to turn 21.
You were super younger, yeah.
Right. And because I was 21, but the only person in our grade, from our grade, that was younger than me was she who shall not be named, as previously mentioned.
Oh man, she was younger.
Yeah, by a month, little over. Well,
Oh, that's right. That's right.
I don't know, whatever October to September is, whatever.
Could be a month. Could be less than a month.
That's fair.
Days are weird.
A month and 3 days. So I put her on the nope, not 21 list. You can't get in here because you're not 21. And that started at the end of the night. But during the night, it was just because we rented out the bottom of
the bottom of what was 19 South at the time.
Oh God,
I
never know what the name is because it's
it was like
changed.
8 different names.
Yeah, but we
That
rented
was
out the
just
bottom.
latest.
It was like a cool VIP experience, and you're on the list. All right, everybody go in. And basically, it was just everybody could get in there except that person.
Which, did she end up in there anyway?
She did.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah, I think. I've been told.
You're about to say
I don't remember that portion.
I don't remember much of that. I remember it would have been, I think, Earl and James dragging you down the street. But like you were just like completely limp but conscious.
Yep, barely.
And just like not even trying to move your legs. So they're just dragging you. And
which is hilarious that James was one of the ones dragging me.
We took James and Earl while John and I are in the back trying to beg money from random people to get you more beer or more.
So it really probably was just Earl dragging me and James.
James was just guiding. He was just guiding you so you guys didn't walk out into the street.
But I don't, and then it ended up you guys like, hey, let's get this guy more money for drinks. And
that's all me and John were doing, yeah.
I did not need any more drinks. You guys were trying to get more money for drinks for you.
I will neither confirm nor deny that accusation.
That it was all ended up all fun and games, and nobody got seriously injured. And
that we remember.
Well, from our antics, there wasn't serious injury, not from our antics. So we all pretty much just stopped like talking to each other for a while. Well, we kind of stayed in touch, but
when I left, I think it's probably when I left Ohio is when it kind of started, probably because the hangout was that house.
Yeah.
So everybody would come there. So when I left, and then John and Brandon went and lived different places.
Yep, it was pretty much
it all kind of.
It was pretty much it. Every once in a while, we would all be like, "Hey, let's."
Well, as a group, it's been now. We hung out as a group that one time when I first came back, so like 2015 or so.
Yeah,
would have been the last time that we all got together as a group.
And
even Strom was there on that.
Oh yeah, Strom, good old Strom. He's still like talks to my wife every once in a while.
Strom does?
Yeah, isn't that fucking random?
Strom's good people. Man.
Oh, he is. He really is. But
I don't know what the fuck he was doing around with us.
I don't know, man.
That's what's happening.
That was a good question. I had to stop and think for a second. I don't know, because he was a nerd and we were all nerds.
Well, because he was the one, John, because John had met him and Kyle, I think, at the comic shop uptown, I feel like.
Oh, the ABC comic shop?
Sorry, I'm not sure.
The Wizards Guild or whatever it was.
One of those off of court.
It just closed.
But I think John was the one that brought those guys kind of in and around.
Nice.
If I remember right.
We just stopped hanging out so much. I frequent contact with people. I say frequent, just occasional contact with people. You know what I mean? And then my family exploded. Not like literally exploded, but like Jen, 3 kids, and then we had another kid, and then
I feel like that's exploding.
Yeah, it was a lot, but it was fine. And then our wedding happened.
Yep.
Which was here we go again. Every time there's
classic Chris.
Every time there's a big event, we all get together. It seems to be on Court Street.
Yeah, that's when we had the wedding. Then you guys went down Court Street afterwards,
In our wedding attire.
In your wedding attire. Because I mean, if you walk around in a wedding dress and a tux, you're not going to have to pay for a drink all night. And I bet you didn't.
I don't remember.
Yeah, you wouldn't remember. We could probably ask Jen.
Yeah.
Jen wasn't passed out in the hot tub of said hotel suite afterwards.
Yeah, and then I ended up laying on the floor all night.
Because the floor is nice and cool.
Well, she was really mad at me.
Or because she was real fucking mad. But I wonder why.
Well, from what I understand, from what I've been told, the last thing I remember on Court Street on my wedding night is we were at Brony's. And it was me, James, and Jen were all there.
I don't remember going to Brony's.
And I walked up, and obviously we're all in our attire, and the bartender set out 3 huge glasses of tequila. And I looked over at James and Jen, and they were like, absolutely not. And I said, more for me. Joink, joink, joink.
Joink, joink, joink.
And that was it.
It's gone.
Like, immediately was like, okay, I'm done. Like, blacked out.
The classic tequila blackout.
But then apparently we walked back down Court Street towards Cat's Eye.
Also, you came to Cat's Eye after.
Yeah. Yeah, and the only other thing that I remember 2 coherent things after that, like that I actually remember. And that's talking to Aaron in the booth of Cat's Eye.
Yeah.
And telling him, like, dude, we need to leave. Like, I have to get out of here. I need to go back to the hotel before, like, I die. And then I blacked out again. And I time skipped. Yep, I time skipped. I time skipped to outside of the hotel.
Yeah.
And there was just
everywhere
puddle, like a little lake. And then I remember getting drug upstairs.
Yeah, because because you guys left, and then like me, John, Aaron, we're still at Cat's Eye,
right? Because you guys,
and we get a call from James saying, "Hey, I can't get Chris up the stairs by myself."
Where's Earl?
So we, John, and like the random girl John was with are like, "Hey, yeah, you can come with, drag a friend up some outside stairs at the hotel."
Yeah, and then just like tossed me in there, and then cool.
Yeah, he good. Actually, we tossed you in the tub at the time because we were like, he's gonna keep vomiting. He can just vomit on himself in that tub. Better than on the floor. At least you run some water and you don't get charged.
Fair enough. And then, for like 3 days after that, I just remember like laying in a chair in my living room, just oozing this aura of vapor, like alcohol vapor off of me. And
it's called alcohol poisoning.
And I was never
called a blood alcohol content of like 5%.
Oh God. And it's all funny now, but it was pretty dangerous. I don't recommend that to, like, 9 out of 10 would not recommend.
Would not recommend.
Yes. If I could go back, I definitely would do that day different. I would actually like.
But there's no going back, Chris.
You know what? It made for a good story.
That's part of your story now, and you just have to deal with it.
And
the thing is, it's how many people. That's always the funniest thing. Like, people always want their weddings and all that to be like this picture perfect, like step by step. That's how you're not gonna remember that shit. No. Like, I think weddings should go a little off the rails. That's the stuff that you remember,
It was chaotic, for sure. But what other kind of wedding would I have?
Yeah.
Like, what am I?
There was no chance in hell
Zero.
that your wedding was gonna go and stay on the rail. There was no way it would.
You know what?
And nobody would have expected it to.
I would propose this. It went exactly on the rails.
On the rail. Yes. It went exactly to the plan of Chris.
It was fine. Jen's still with me, so we laugh about it now.
We're all still very confused about.
You know what? It's been almost 11 and a half years almost. So yeah, soak that one in.
I don't want to.
It's crazy. Let's get back to me and you. We enjoy a lot of the same things, which is why I think our friendship flourishes.
Yeah.
Because
very different people, but very similar interests.
Very different people. Because when I come here, we don't make plans. There's no plans.
Plans are stupid.
Nope. I come here. Maybe maybe we'll go get something to eat, and then we just come back to the apartment and we just sit here.
Yeah.
And we just bullshit about random shit. Watch YouTube videos. Watch whatever. Play games. Whatever it is. It's literally just like a decompression for me. I don't do anything, and I am 100% fine with just not doing anything.
Most people with 5 kids are.
So it's been super fun to have just this oasis of, hey, I need to record a podcast episode. Your couch available this weekend? And like you said, just give me like a couple hours
just
notice.
A couple hours, all I need.
Which is good because I live a couple hours away.
Work out.
I'm getting in the car. I'll be there in a couple of hours.
Sounds good.
So that's funny. I don't. What else did we see? We're at 32 minutes.
Nice.
That's okay. We'll cut all this silence out.
I like the silence.
We'll just
the awkward silence is so good. It's how I thrive.
This is never awkward though. It doesn't, because I don't care about it being awkward. It's
like that. The person who released that song that was just 7 minutes of silence.
Amazing.
I mean, without a doubt, the greatest song in history.
It's my favorite track.
Yeah. I can really vibe to that song.
It's like sitting here, noise canceling headphones on, just like,
yeah, that's the shit.
It's like, wait for the beat to drop. Oh, that's right, it doesn't come.
It doesn't.
This is my. I just picture like if you were an Uber driver and you're like, guys, you want to hear some sick fucking dope music?
Just turn off the radio.
Let me get this, and you're just like. And you're just bobbing along.
Yeah, you just see the driver just like, yeah, this is nice. That's where it's at.
People in the back are just like, what
the hell going on with this guy?
What the fuck?
Like the driver is high as fuck.
Yeah. You know what? Never. I think we just passed our
Uber
stop.
driver, definitely high as fuck.
We think we just passed our stop.
Yeah.
Let's.
No, we got to finish this song, man. Yeah.
I have not taken an Uber very much in my life.
I've taken far too many.
But there is one Uber story. Are we allowed to tell the one? It's not bad Uber story.
Oh god damn it! Fucking the Vegas. This poor. I guarantee this poor person is not going to ever hear this. But I want to formally apologize to said driver. I
don't know why you're apologizing.
3-star rating when you deserve more than 5 for what you had to endure, for what all of us except Chris thought was his stinky ass car, but no, it was Chris's stinky ass fucking shoes, man. Those shoes, Jesus. We left those shoes outside of the hotel room that night because fuck.
Yeah. And you don't leave anything outside of a hotel room in Vegas.
Nope. I was hoping that like housekeeper would come by and just throw them away.
They didn't.
Nope, they didn't.
They were still there.
Oh, that was so nasty.
Rookie mistake.
I could you were like you would say it like, oh, I think that's. I'm like, no, that has to be something that was already in this car because that smell could not be coming from a human being. I was so wrong. And like I said, I very much apologize to said Uber driver. I hope he's made a lot of money since.
Yeah, that was
if I could change my rating, I 100% would go back and change that.
It was a bad mistake.
They're called socks.
Yeah, I
don't know.
I
don't know why you would not wear socks.
They're boat shoes. You don't wear socks with boat shoes.
Yes, you do.
Well, you do in Vegas.
Yes, you do.
Well, I learned my lesson.
You wear very comfortable shoes with very comfortable socks.
Which is exactly what I did the last time. And all was fine.
Yeah. Yeah. No stink this time. Although it also helped
that I
didn't blow up the bathroom by drinking way too much by 2:00 in the afternoon, and then immediately going to an all-you-can-eat buffet, scarfing down just the worst possible food you could, and then immediately running up to the room to release it all everywhere.
It was.
And then pass out for the next 14 hours.
To be fair, though, like you did good, and then
I bounced up that next morning. We're fine. We went down and got frozen drinks.
Yep, we're like, what do we need? What do we need? Well, we need those gigantic frozen drinks. Let's start our day off that way. And
it was like 9 a.m, and it felt so right.
But that was good. That's all we'll talk about there.
God damn, that poor Uber driver. Like I still feel bad about it. Like there's a few things like that in my life that I feel bad about all these years later. That's one of them. Like that was so unfair to that poor driver.
Well, I've done some like I've been an asshole to a lot of people in my day, so I think like that's on the lower tier. So that's why I don't feel bad about it. Like, was it a dick thing to do?
You could have been like, guys, that is legit my feet.
Yeah, I did.
You didn't. You didn't specifically say it was your feet. You're like,
later.
I think it's one of. I don't think it's him. Like you just kept saying it's not him.
Yeah, but I said it.
But
later.
You wouldn't be like, hey, it was me, like in there. And I'm like, no, fuck that. This guy's getting it the best at 3-star rating.
Oh, God.
You could have stopped it, Chris.
I could have.
Didn't.
I had the power. And it wasn't like embarrassment. I was just a dick.
Well, that and we were all drunk at the time, so
fair enough.
Yeah. Because that was, I think we were coming back from the old from downtown, headed back to the hotel.
I think so.
Poor Uber driver. Once again, sorry. I feel like your name was Dave. So Dave, I'm sorry.
Yep. You know what? It's Dave.
That's Dave from now on. Dave, last name Uber.
Dave Uber.
Dave Uber, middle name Lyft.
I think the name of this episode is going to be Poor Uber Driver.
Poor Uber.
Yeah.
Yeah, poor Dave. Poor Dave the Uber driver.
Poor Dave the Uber driver. Oh my God. But these are, I think that's probably enough stories for now about this. About everything. For now. We can think of something else. We'll
go curl up in our cocoon of self-loathing.
I've
never thought of myself as a complete asshole. I always thought I kind of ran the line. Nope. I think I crossed over a long time ago.
Yeah, but
I'm okay with it.
But you're not a bad person though.
Just
like
an asshole. Just neutral. I'm neutral. Like I belong, like, you know, from The Good Place. I don't know if you've seen that show.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I belong in the medium place. Like, when this is all over with, if there's a medium place, that's where I belong. Warm beer and the same shitty movie every day. Like, that's where I probably belong.
Warm beer and just a repeat of...
was it Cannonball Run 2 or something like whatever it was?
In a D&D spectrum, you 100% will be chaotic neutral.
Yeah.
Like, you're not lawful, you're not evil, but you're goddamn sure chaotic.
Just kind of all over the fucking place.
You're like, you know what? Does it suit me? Then I don't give a shit what else happens, okay? I live in my bubble, all right? And I'm not stepping outside of it. God damn it.
Well, see, I feel like my alignment is chaotic neutral, but like I believe that I'm chaotic good, but I do chaotic neutral things. So I've completely diluted myself into thinking that I am at least somewhat good, when really I'm just flatline neutral.
Flatline neutral. You're just chaotic good if the subject is always you. Like I'm chaotic good because I'm helping myself.
Talking about, okay.
But
I am all that embodies goodness and wholesomeness in the world. Along
that same vein, I am 100% chaotic neutral. Like, always have been, always will be. It's fine.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
But see, like, you are chaotic neutral. You behave chaotic neutral. Like, you really are everything that is chaotic neutral.
Yep.
Yeah.
And, dude, one of these days, we'll need to get you into a one-shot. A D&D one-shot that I DM.
I will fuck up that one shot within 10 minutes.
That's fine. You could try. You can certainly try.
I will do everything in my power to make that just not to try and I would try not to screw over the other players, but I would try to screw up whatever plan that you had for said one shot.
Joke's on you.
Try to take
I
it
never
in
have a
weird
plan
way.
on a one shot. It can't be okay. Look, it cannot be any worse than the one shot I just ran with my group because so the story was we went to Deontay's house and I brought everybody's D&D stuff because half of them were already in Cleveland. The other half of them aren't responsible enough to remember their shit.
That's fair.
So I said, hey, grab your D&D stuff. And I'm doing a last sweep of the house. And lo and behold, everybody's D&D stuff is not packed up. So I just tossed it all in my bag. Not a big deal. Oh, God, I need a drink of water. Hold on. This drink of water is brought to you by whoever wants to sponsor me.
Which is no one. HelloFresh, we're talking to you. Wherever you are out there. I hear you sponsor every fucking YouTuber ever to grace the platform. You or NordVPN, one or the other.
You should raid Shadow Legends. Is that the...
Or any other shitty ass mobile game.
All of them are great. I love you all.
I will not condone that.
I've never played them, so anyway, I grab everybody's stuff and we get up there and ready. The day comes where we're going to continue our campaign. I saw it. You should have just let it fly. It would have been fine.
I thought I was going to, but it just dissipated. It'll randomly.
Yeah, just like all over the mic. Like,
we'll have to buy you a new mic.
Well, I have more covers.
There
so
good.
And I talked to Jen. Jen's our normal dungeon master because she has to have control of everything. So
What?
That's crazy. I love you, Jen. I wasn't making a joke.
I was. Please don't hit me.
It's like, you fell down the stairs. That's not funny.
That message brought to you by HelloFresh.
I'm cutting that out. No, that shit's staying in there.
Oh, shit.
It's chaotic neutral, sure.
By the time you get sponsored, this one will be way in the background anyway.
That's true. It'll be 3 or 4 years before I get a sponsorship.
Look back, his third one ever, they said. Son of a bitch.
Welcome to episode 3 of season 3, where I'm sponsored by absolutely fucking nobody yet. Nobody wants to hear this dumbass rambling. Tuck that shit away. Get rid of the podcast. Fuck. So rewinding back to what I was saying, because I can't stay on the rails, save my life. I talked to Jen, like, hey, are we ready to continue this campaign tomorrow? Like, do you need help with anything? Do the kids need help with their spells? Like, they're new to it. So she was like, well, I didn't bring any of my shit. Fuck. Okay. Well, I have everybody else's stuff. So she suggested that we just do a one shot and I would DM it. So that's what we did. And they have like set one shots that you can do.
Yeah.
So I did one about, I forget exactly what it was called, but it was about a sheep it was about a wizard that was polymorphed into a sheep trying to get back to being a wizard. And his name was Shine Bright. And when the party met this sheep, you use a scroll of animal speaking, and then he can talk to the group instead of just being a fucking crazy sheep. But they picked the sheep up and tried to put it into a bag of holding.
Why?
That's a great question, because they're all chaotic.
Poor sheep.
And so they know that this is a wizard, and they didn't give a shit. They
put him in that bag of holding.
You can live in the bag of holding for 10 minutes until you run out of air. And they like kept asking me, like, how long has it been? How long is it? I was like, I don't, like 5 minutes since it happened.
They were purposely keeping him in there for like 9 minutes and 57 seconds.
Dude, I'm telling you, it was like, it's been 9 minutes. And then I was like, kind of keeping a loose internal clock. And then they said, okay, at 9 minutes and 55 seconds, we take him out. I'm like, good Lord, you animals.
Sick fucks.
And then they tried to fight every guard in the city. Not only did they try, they fought like 25 guards in the city. And because I was going to kill them, I was so fed up with what they were doing. I was like,
more guards and more guards.
yeah.
They were the definition of the murder hobos. Like that's what...
They like walked into this shop, and my brother's character is a barbarian who all he cares about is himself, and he doesn't like money. Like, doesn't care about money at all. Goes in, takes somebody with him because he knows like someone's gonna have to pay for these potions. And my daughter was like, how much are they? Like, I don't know. And before she could answer, he was like, I take 2 of the potions and drink them. And I said, okay, well, the price just doubled. I'm gonna need. It was something. I was like 600 gold or something crazy, and then they just left. Okay, well, as you leave, there are 30 guards outside walking up, trying to investigate what's going on, and they're like, "Nope, I don't care."
Attack.
Good Lord! So, and I gave them like every opportunity. I was like, "Are you sure you want it? Are you sure this? Like, hey, like there's gonna be a lot of guards. Nope, don't care." But they made it out of it.
That's bullshit.
They didn't kill all the guards. They killed 3 of them, but they like scared some away, and they persuaded some. Got like it was nuts. And then part of my wife's character was she was like related to the king or whatever, so she talked her way out of it. It was nuts. But
well, that's the thing about one shots. Like no one actually gives a shit.
Well, right,
about said character because they're not like a campaign. Like you're not going to less likely to do crazy ass murder hobo shit.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's part of the reason why I like one shots because
chaos.
Yes,
chaotic neutral.
I love.
Although
it.
They seem like they were more chaotic evil.
They weren't.
That's kind of what it was seeming like. If they weren't chaotic evil, they were acting chaotic evil.
Yeah, they didn't have like evil intent to hurt anybody. They didn't. They just wanted to make.
They just wanted free shit and then wanted to kill a bunch of guards. I guess that's fair.
But yeah, you should definitely like. We should plan something to where you join us for one session. Just to it's. I know it's not like really your thing, but it's super fun. Like you. It would be great.
We think about it.
Well, you got plenty of time because I'm not like getting rid of any of my D&D shit anytime soon. But so we're like 50 minutes. So we're gonna wrap this up. It didn't even feel like 50 minutes.
No, it didn't. We didn't even get to all of our stories.
That's probably for the best. We don't want like an overload of just. We can't just dump everything out at once, man.
I was born on a Saturday afternoon. Just me. Birth time was about 20 minutes. I walked out, pretty much backpack on, ready to go to school. The rest is history.
I was born a poor boy. Just back to like, I thought you were just going to do like the beginning of Shawshank. And that was the first time I saw Andy Dufresne.
Right. Too bad didn't think much of him at the time.
I got that one. Which one? The tall drink of water with a stick up his ass. What the fuck? So yeah, well, like when you started saying that, I was like, oh, okay, so we're going to Shawshank. Cool.
Nope. Zigged.
Well, every time I try to wrap up an episode, it always goes like 20 minutes longer. So this is pretty much on par for the course of all my other episodes. But thanks for letting me sleep on your couch again. And I'm sure it'll happen in the future. And whenever I do, I'll bring this shit down and we'll just bullshit for another 30 or 45 minutes. And
hopefully we have enough stories. If not, we'll make some up.
We have enough stories. They're in there somewhere.
There's the broken wrist story.
Oh yeah.
There's an ice impaling story. There's the religious video, the Crusades video story.
Oh
that
shit!
One.
That would be a good one.
There's all kinds of.
God, I still wish we had that. We'll get into it.
I let it rot in the sun.
Well, I mean,
that's on. Although it's on VCR and VCRs don't exist anymore, so
yeah,
I stand by that statement. VCRs are stupid.
And if they do exist, they shouldn't exist.
Right.
So that wraps up our third episode of Dad and Company. For everybody listening, make sure you follow, rate, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your family. And as always, I don't give a shit if you tell your enemies as long as the word gets out there. But again, Jason, thanks for joining me. And I'll talk to you guys next week.
Peace out.